And there's a problem when a man is not showing you where he gets his money. Eventually, you're going to have to ask. There's a lifestyle that comes with it. And that's why her and Simon are always out the country.
Child, this one might require you all to grab a chair due to the recent confirmation that Porsha and her husband Simon are divorcing. And it already appears that this divorce will be quite difficult to handle. Since the announcement of the divorce, Simon has been severely disparaging Porsha on social media. There are also some speculations circulating that she filed for divorce despite Simon's forced deportation, following his exposure as a scammer with many credit card and bank fraud convictions. And if that wasn't bad enough, rumors have it that Porsha is terrified that she will be on the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that they will bring her to Phil since this will play a big part in the plot.
And he was saying Porsha loves, and this is all she brags about, is the lifestyle. She wants the glitz, she wants the glamour, she wants the diamond, she wants to be able to brag about what she has. She doesn't give a where it came from. She doesn't give a where he's getting it from, as long as he spends it on her. Now, let me tell you something. Let me back up a little bit.
There's a lot to absorb here, so let me give you all a little background before we go into all of that. All right, so during filming for Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2021, Porsha and Simon first crossed paths. Simon was still living with Fallon, his ex-wife, at the time. They did, however, part ways in April 2021. Additionally, he and Porsha declared their relationship inside that same month. Many others didn't feel this way, and they conjectured that he was already having an affair with Porsha before divorcing his wife. But this didn't stop them from moving forward with their romance. A month later, they became engaged, and in November 2022, they were married. Around 350 people attended the lavish wedding, which took place at the Four Seasons in Atlanta and featured her co-stars Ken Bierman, Cynthia Bailey, and Kandi Burruss. Their marriage was doing well, and they were even talking about the prospect of starting a family together. In addition to Porsha's 5 children, Simon is also the parent of a girl from a prior relationship. However, given that she recently filed for divorce after only 15 months of marriage, it appears like Porsha is killing any plans to have children with him and trashing their union. And the reason this surprised so many was because she and Simon appeared to be getting along well only a few days prior to the divorce. They enjoyed a fun-filled Valentine's Day together, including going out on yachts together. She also made a public declaration on Instagram a few days ago, stating that people should stop referring to her as Porsha Williams and instead use her married name since she is a happy married woman, following the news that she will be appearing on the upcoming season of Real Housewives.
Who said that? Porsha Williams coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta? That's false. But Porsha Williams is in the building. See y'all.
Everyone is now wondering what transpired in the last few days to cause her to shift from boasting about being married to divorcing and evicting him. People think it's related to the charges of bank and credit card fraud that the U.S. government has levied against him. For those of you who don't know, some court records regarding Simon's criminal past were published by the well-liked Tea page All About the Tea, and the entire internet was rocked. It appears that he is attempting to force his deportation after being apprehended for charges of identity theft, bank fraud, credit card fraud, and creating a false marriage in order to get a green card. Simon initially entered the country in 1982 on a visitor's visa, but he overstayed his allotted period, according to court documents. After that, he attempted to evade a U.S. citizen and file for adjustment status, but the Immigration and Naturalization Service rejected his application on the grounds that it was fraudulent. He so chose to leave the nation before being deported after that failed, and he later returned in 1996 with a 6-month visitor's visa. He did, however, enter a guilty plea to all felony charges after being caught for bank fraud only the year after. However, it didn't deter him since a few months after being discovered engaging in credit card fraud. He was arrested for fraud once more. You truly can't make this up, Chow. This man was really not letting up. He was formally ordered to be deported back to Nigeria by a judge in 1992. By using a false name, he was able to petition for temporary residency under the Unique Agriculture Worker Program, a unique immigration program, and avoid being deported. He also kept his prior criminal history a secret from them. In the end, though, the program assisted him in obtaining his green card, allowing him to remain in the U.S. This is where things start to get even worse for him, because he chose to apply for U.S. citizenship in 2016 using the same false name that he had used to obtain his green card. Naturally, though, this was turned down because his status as a temporary resident was obtained illegally. He made other attempts in 2020 and 2023, but both times they were turned down for the same grounds. As you can see, Simon essentially let his guard down. Despite having a green card that permitted him to remain in the country, he made the bold decision to apply for U.S. citizenship using a forged identity. At that point, they started looking into him and discovered everything illegal that he had been doing. It is highly likely that he will be returned to Nigeria within the next few months, in addition to the fact that he is being charged with these charges. Conversely, Porsha has no interest in being involved in this situation at all. And for that reason, she made the decision to get a divorce from him before everything became much more out of control. Popular blogger Jessie Wu, who was friends with several Atlanta celebs, attested to this. She claimed that Porsha's plan to preserve herself included fabricating the divorce. According to Jessie, Porsha merely filed for divorce in order to ensure that her assets and Simon's were kept apart, preventing her assets from being seized alongside Simon's in the event that he is taken to court and accused. Simon is ensuring that her assets and finances are kept apart and unattainable by the government by filing for divorce. Here Porsha is, making sure she's safe before that man's life takes a turn for the worst. Simon, though, isn't going to let her go that easily after he made a strong Instagram statement that seemed to imply she was involved in his fraudulent operations. "I will stop loving my wife when the divorce is final," he said at the beginning. However, the comment that truly won the day was one that said, "It ain't gonna fly with immigration if they find out your sponsor, be it your wife or another, has a criminal record." Simon said, "Yep." Some individuals think Porsha's 2014 arrest and misdemeanor charge is the criminal charge he's consenting to her having. However, some others believe that he is actually hinting at snitching on Porsha, and that both she and he were charged with participating in the fraudulent activities he was performing. This was then verified by Tasha K, who recently disclosed on her program that Porsha knew exactly what Simon was doing and didn't care because all that was on her mind was the lavish presents and money he was depositing into her bank account. Tasha claims that a few months ago, she and Porsha had the same makeup artist, and all the juicy details of Porsha and Simon's antics were revealed by this artist.
Porsha likes money. And I remember sitting with our makeup artist, because at the time we shared the same makeup artist, and he was saying Porsha loves, and this is all she brags about, is the lifestyle. She wants the glitz, she wants the glamour, she wants the diamond, she wants to be able to brag about what she has. She doesn't give a where it came from. She doesn't give a where he's getting it from, as long as he spends it on her. Now, let me tell you something. Let me back up a little bit. Porsha had been hiding and carrying this secret because there's a lifestyle that comes with it. And that's why her and Simon are always out the country. You ever notice that? They're always in Dubai. They're always in Mexico. They're always in Nigeria. She surprises him while he's in Nigeria because he's been having these issues for years concerning his green card. Now, I don't think she knew the extent of the issues because she's a ditz.
Joe, this drama involving Porsha and Simon is far from ended. It's a flaming disaster that is obvious to all. If Simon continues to openly criticize people on social media, it won't be long before Porsha is involved too. People have their own ideas and opinions regarding this, as usual. As stated by the individual, Porsha was unaware of his prior financial difficulties. She went into the marriage believing him to be wealthy and Fallon divorced, making him suitable for marriage, With him having little money, she is hurrying to get a divorce. It doesn't surprise us. After everything, I wonder how the other housewives would regard her. She was merely boasting that Mrs. Gubadia was going back on Real Housewives of Atlanta and that she was now divorcing, another source claimed. They claim it is unrelated to all that is happening with Simon. Indeed, it doesn't. She's leaping off Simon's sinking ship for her life. But now I'd like to hear what you think. Do you think Porsha should file for divorce from Simon? And do you guys believe she's just trying to get away from the mess that his charges and deportation are going to cause? You all knew what had to be done. Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below.